Hey, Sabine. How are you?
Good, and you? It was awesome seeing you now.
Likewise. It's always such a fun time, like talking to you, hearing about your new stuff going on, something new that you've done, some other event that you've posted. Always looking up to you. Great to have you
Well, it was amazing to see you on the C16 presentation.
here. Thank you.
How was that presentation? I know IBM have been really excited about it.
Oh, was it to me? I think it should be Sabine who would say that.
Well, sorry, I was just asking how it was. How was the Sabine or anyone who went? How was it? I know IBM's been really excited.
Yeah, they really hyped it, right? Yeah,
I'm
it
about
was
to
a
send
nice
you all an
presentation.
email so you can keep talking about it for them.
For me I had to laugh a little bit when Meredith also stumbled across the Z students Z systems ambassador. I'm always stumbling about over that word as well because it's so big and I make a mistake. And she did it as well. And I was like, thank God someone from
Thanks.
IBM does the same.
Awesome.
And keeping the rules around how to write Z systems and Z explore. It's all very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the call now she said, I think Z student ambassador program or something.
It's good to know it's not just me.
No, happens to the best of us.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes you kind of feel not that bad if you see Meredith doing it.
Just to let Jinu and Sabina know, we've got two of our new ambassadors have joined, Marty and I never know if I'm saying the name correct, but Afiwi. So they've literally just joined in the last couple of weeks. So anything, I think Jin, I'm not sure how you're going with your club, but anything that you guys can pass on, any words of wisdom and stuff, I think will be really great for these guys as they head into the program. Because clubs is quite a big part of it. So
Hi everyone. It's actually a PUA, but I get where the if comes from.
sorry.
But you just
Afiwi.
it's okay. Nice to meet everyone. It's a bit overwhelming, guys, I must say. Like, this thing is huge. It's huge. Like, first I need help with the time zones because I get a lot of Zoom links and they all have like different time zones. And by the time I try to join, it was like 9 hours ago because it was in a different country. So yeah, that's my first problem.
To be honest, I mean, for me, it works best to because Zoe and Rachel always send the calendar invites, and I put in my Google Calendar, and that one translates to the correct time zone. So for me, it's the easiest just to rely on the Google Calendar, not to mix it up. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that,
what Hanan posted there, yeah.
yeah, correct. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's the same thing that I do too.
Hmm.
As Sabina knows, the last few weeks have been a struggle with everybody changing time zones at different places.
Yes.
Poor old
Yeah.
Hanan, I had a meeting with Hanan. I still got that wrong this morning. I was just tired when I set that one up though. But yeah, we're getting there. Now I think everyone's set for the next few months at least. So thank you for
It always takes
persevering.
1 week.
All right.
You may as well kick off, Jinu.
All right. Okay. Now, okay. So, yeah, welcome, Abhiwe. I think I said it right this time. I hope so.
You did.
Okay. Thank you. So, welcome all to this very, very coveted program. So, I became an IBM Z Systems Ambassador around, I should say, December last year. And like, so remaining time, I had the opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to meet all of these people on call here, wonderful people who helped me grow. And so I believe that now the time has come for me to give back to you guys. So when I started off, so I am the Z Systems Student Ambassador for the University of Windsor. I also have a co-ambassador with me who also happens to be my classmate. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it to this call, so it was just me. So I know that at the beginning it would be a bit too much, and then you would feel overwhelmed as to what to do with such a huge responsibility. Would you be able to do everything? So I get that. I feel the same way, but it's okay. You have such an amazing community here that is always ready to jump in and help you. Always, we have other ambassadors here who are available to, talk to, and then you have mentors. You can just reach out to absolutely anybody on the community, and they'll every time be available to help you out and respond to you. No, no bars. So you can ask literally anything, any kind of support, and they'll be right there with you. Our major support system was Rachel, who's also not here in this call. So she's such a wonderful human being who we used to reach out to, and then we would have these weekly or bi-weekly catch-ups. So that was a great way for us to let her know that if at all we have any blockers and get around it. So what we did to establish the Windsor chapter, first what we did is we went around the university and asked about on how to actually create a student club. Since I was actually part of another club, I knew the procedures and where I had to register, who I had to meet to talk to and stuff like that. But for you as a first time doer, like in setting up the student club, the very first option that you would have to do is talk to authorities there and check what the system in place is to create a new club. Because either you might have another computer club, but then you would have to differentiate yourself from that, saying that this is an IBM officiated student club, and this is specifically for Z systems, which is the IBM mainframe technology. Okay, so that will be one differentiator that you would have to do, and how you would differentiate from the other existing computer clubs, if so. And after doing that, what we did was we figured out what was the major forms of communication within students. So it helped me because I already was part of many WhatsApp groups, like different, because I held other leadership positions within my university. So I had access to different clubs. But in your case, you would ask around and see if the university itself has a Discord channel or like a Facebook group, any common forms of communication, or maybe there would be a common email listserv kind of a group wherein you can just broadcast a message to all the students. So the second step would be to find out what kind of mass communication mediums your university would use and what you could have access to. That would be the second one. The third step, what we did was to form the core committee, because for us, for our university at least, we had this policy wherein we had to have a core committee, including treasurer, um, like president, vice president, like technology head, like a core committee members. So the next step, what we got into doing is to like put out advertisements that we are a new club, we are hiring. We put in job descriptions and we posted in all our social media handles. So then we got in the applications, we went through the interview process. That was one tedious event when we have like 20, 30 people coming in for multiple positions. But then it helped in making, if you maintained a folder for different positions and for people who interviewed that, and like Excel sheet where you can say that, how you ranked them, that will be great. Why is because in our case, after we formed the entire committee, within few days, one person said that, because of a personal health issue, they would have to give up the position. So then if since we had that documentation in place, it was easy for us to just reach out to the next best person we had for the position, because we maintained that document. If we didn't have done that, then it would have been again chaos in trying to figure out who was the second best that came up in the interview process, and then to reach out to them. So that helped. So after forming the core committee, then literally you have a team who you can lay back on. So once you have a team, then it gets easier, because then you're not alone in doing stuff. You can always delegate, split the task into what can be done, so that, and assign it to different people so that they can do it. So our next process was to form a club account in LinkedIn, so that we have like a form of communication, like to broadcast to all members and stuff like that. We also created a Google form where we can, yeah, get members registered, and then so that we can have like an Excel sheet on like what their email addresses are in case we had to reach out to them for some other reasons too. Um, yeah, so basically that. Then after you form this, you have like, so before our first event, we made sure that we had at least 50 members, so that then we have like enough number of people to take the message and spread the word amongst themselves. So we waited till we build our membership base to that number. So what helped in building our members would be, since we were affiliated, like officially affiliated with the university at that point of time, we had access to club day and stuff like that that the university organized for every club that they had. So what they did is, in our case, they had like an entire arena cleared out and like a special table set for us. And then Rachel and Zoe helped, in the meantime, to get us the IBM stickers that we put out on our stand, that we gave out to people who came by and who registered. So the tactic that we used would be that if you register with us on the spot, you would get a sticker. Things like that. We had some other candies and stuff like that. We had, purchased by contributing. We took a team contribution there, and we took it. We bought some candies, kept it on the table. Candies is another great way to attract people. So they, they'll come for the candies at least. So then once they start talking, then you can just tell them what IBM Jet Systems is, what they do, how they are so important, and then pick their interest. Tell them about the badges that we have, about the student ambassador program. Those are great points by which you can pique students' interest, and then you gain their attraction. So once we did that, we got 50 members in the first club day itself. So that was a major breakthrough for us, I would say. After that, what we did is we started broadcasting. We first thanked them for coming again through our LinkedIn site. And then the next event that we had was a Z Explore event, wherein again we put out the invitations through our LinkedIn page, we marketed it. So we also included like various marketing strategies, wherein you say like, if the event is to happen on Friday, we started the marketing on Monday, um, wherein we put out the initial poster. Wednesday, we put in the first reminder. Thursday, we put in the second reminder. And then Friday, the day of the event, the morning, we just say, hey, final call. This is going to happen right today. Don't miss it, things like that. Come visit us at this stall, this room, and looking forward to seeing you guys there, something of that sort. So doing all of this helped us grow as a club. We also made sure that when we hire people for our core committee, we hire people who have the same enthusiasm that we have, for building the club and taking it from the ground up. So that helped, because our team members were absolutely as like even more excited than we were. So that conviction helped us. So what we did as part of our club launch was to get, um, uh, the IBM Z Systems custom made hoodies, which we all wore to the event. So that also, if you have enough members and if they are all cooperative, we were able to do that. So yeah, that is our story as of today. That's how we came up from ground up, and we are currently, I think, at maybe close to 80 members now, and growing. We hope to hit 100 or more than that before me and my fellow ambassador graduates. We already have, and one other thing that we encourage people to do is, like, in our core committee, we told that since we are leaving, we would want one of the core members to step up to the president and the vice president positions, and they'll obviously, we also have to be enrolled into the Z Systems Student Ambassador Program, and we already have gotten interest regarding the same. So that's something that we're looking forward to. So yes, that's where we are right now. So I'm happy to take any questions or like, anything that you would want my help with.
So can I ask,
Yeah,
when did you start like all of this?
Like so the club was officially ratified around so January 2022. So all of this happened in a span of 4 months or 3 months, I would say.
Okay. So in hosting, I'm not sure if it's glittering or whatever. So in
Yeah.
hosting the events, who normally does the talking? You do, like where you explain everything, the whole mainframes to the students and everything. So I'm just gonna have to turn my camera off.
Okay, maybe I should also do that in case that's an issue. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So yeah, so what we did is I would normally in our group, in our club, how we do is like I go ahead and I introduce all of my team and the purpose of the club, etc. And the rest of the technical stuff, like going through what IBM the systems is, we usually get the deck as such from our IBM club, as in the community, the IBM community. You get access to a PPT deck that will help you in presenting and telling the details.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get the link to it. 1 second. Okay, let me just find the link and get it to you. In the meantime, I'll just tell you how we do it. Then we also had like so that was one way in which that would help us get through the entire presentation, because we had the deck available to us ready-made. So we didn't have to do anything else but to just explain, what it is. But then other than that, I think by the time we complete the core concepts batch, we'd have some idea about what that systems is and then how it works and stuff like that, right? So that also helped us in answering questions and then going forth. In addition to that, what we did is we also, in our interview process, we also had access to a person who had experience working in mainframe technologies. So we took him as part of our technology head position for the club. So in case anything core um, mainframe technology doubts came up, so that also helped. But other than that, I think the deck was in itself more than good enough for us to cover the topic.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw the link. I'll just check through it and see if I can, work with it.
Yeah, the same. Just a second. Let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries.
Guys, if you have any more questions, you can also put them in the chat if you can't turn on your mic.
Yes, the same. What Zui said. Kickstart track.
Also, if anyone else would like to share about their clubs or how far they've gotten with establishing their club at the university.
Just an update. So on my side, since like this is the first time the university is being introduced to mainframes, there are existing tech societies, but they mainly focus on like the normal aspects, maybe like Java coding, hackathons held in certain languages, like the normal types of encouragement societies that universities have. So coming with IBM is like a bit tricky because now I have to make sure that the people I want to be in collaboration with actually understand what I'm currently doing before I can even present it to students. So I was planning on working with an existing society because the formalities of creating a whole new society is actually like a long process. So for me to be able to create a new society, I'd have to be sure and confident that this is going to work in the university. And I feel like, having little events that are in collaboration with the existing society is a good way to start, because then I'll be able to see if does this work for the people on my campus and all of that. So this is why I needed the documents, or like something that I can use as a presentation to explain to the students, or like to the people that are in charge of that society, so that they also understand and they actually agree that I can come present and all of that, get people to sign up, but as long as they also understand what is mainframes, because I think a lot of people didn't know about mainframes and what they mainly focus on.
And I think you've just addressed exactly what Sabina will probably talk more about this, but that's exactly what the point of the ambassador program is, that that increasing the awareness of mainframe and all about it. Would you agree, Sabine?
Yes, absolutely. And because you said something about hackathons and Java, so what came to my mind was, for instance, if they want to see that you organize a hackathon, there is an annual student contest for Z systems. So that is happening in autumn. So you can say that you're going to organize a hackathon around that. And if you want to do something together with other clubs, if there is, for instance, a Java club, Java runs on the mainframe. So you can connect that. You can make the bridge from the mainframe to Java, connect those both and organize something together with them. And for that, I would recommend, for instance, to invite other speakers. For instance, IBMers are always very happy to help out, to give you input there, to be available as a speaker, as a panelist, if you don't have the technical knowledge for what you want to present. So that's no issue at all.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely look into it. And I think now that you mentioned that there's something that can actually be Java and mainframe, I think they'll be encouraged, because that way it's not like everything is very foreign to them. They love Java, and it's because it's the only thing they know. So they would be excited because it's not going to be something difficult for them to start and, take up.
Yes, exactly. And you can bridge so many things to the mainframe. I organized already events around AI on the mainframe, and security and so many things. So you can basically you can find anything you want and somehow connect it to the mainframe. I would also like to share with you a link to the video of my last event. From there sparked a discussion around Java on the mainframe, and is it better to have the programs in COBOL or Java? The discussion of the speakers continued on LinkedIn, and we're actually looking into making a new event just on that topic, COBOL versus Java, to see the pros and cons for those two languages on the mainframe. So something like that might be interesting for the Java club as well, maybe.
Jin, how are you going in Japan? I don't know how the clubs work at universities over there. Have you started working on a club at all?
Yes, I do start into the club working into some several with corporate into some several universities.
Cool. And how do you find it? Do you the steps that Jinu mentioned before, is that similar to what the process you went through?
Can you say again? Since like I could not hear from to get I could not get good hear from you.
Sorry, I talked too fast. The steps that Jinu outlined before, are they the same kind of steps you went through in setting up your club?
Yes, I do the setting up. I had a setting as a club, and we had teaming up to some several members for the co-working and learning, and try to join some several hackathon in with some of the team members.
Cool. That's great to hear.
And also, another thing that you guys can do if you're not confident enough to like arrange a complete hackathon, you can also introduce the students to IBM's Explore, because the platform is open for everyone and you don't have to be an ambassador. So if you want to like induct new people into the program, you can always guide them in joining the Explore, setting up the terminal for them, setting up VS Code, and the rest they can learn for themselves. And it's a pretty basic course, and it does get as difficult when you start getting into it. It does get a bit advanced. So that's definitely a good starting point for anyone that wants to go into mainframe computing.
Hanan, is that where people need their referral link?
Yes. So if you can send a link, that'll be.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Because it is some of the feedback with getting signups has been that it's very helpful to do it in person. So if you are having a club event and introducing people to Z Explore, sitting with them and having them sign up into Z Explore, getting you as a referrer, will also help you kind of get towards your sign up goals, as well as teaching them about mainframe. It's kind of a 2-for-1 deal.
And also, if you need help getting signups, you can also check out our sign up coaching session from, I think it was the last week or the week before that, where Rituraj, who's I think leading the signups right now, if I'm not mistaken, he did a really good coaching session on how to get more signups.
Ginny, do you want to just maybe talk about any challenges you had along the way, and how you overcame them? Because I think people will always find some sort of challenge along the way, even if it's just, I don't know, something frustrating that frustrates you, or some bureaucracy or red tape. That would be handy, just to know how you dealt with any challenges that you came across.
Yeah, definitely. Well, initially the process in forming the club itself was a bit frustrating because it does take a bit of time, and we didn't have any. So let's say we just had like 4 months to actually form the club, get the club off the ground, spread the word, and hold at least 2 events. So that was my deadline that I set for myself. Before I graduated, I wanted the club to be in some form and not in its infancy, because I wanted to get it off the ground and to some position where we have at least 100 to 200 members. So that was one challenge that we had, but I guess just following up on the request and then always staying on our foot helped us get through it. Another one was like properly documenting what we're doing helped us, for the instance that I told before, like at the last minute when we had like a complete core member team, and then at the last minute someone dropping off was chaotic, because we were just about to submit our registration form to the university when this happened. And because we had like a document to rely back on and go check, okay, for this position who was the second best, it was easier for us to reach out to the person. Then the remaining time was us just crossing our fingers and waiting that the person accepts it. So that was another challenge we had. I guess after that, then it's all in having a plan in mind and then making sure we follow it through. Because even for the club launch, we had a lot of logistics to handle, booking the hall, finding a hall that's available, liaising with the university to find out where we can get the best hall that can hold so many people. The second is to place an order for the hoodies and get it in time for the launch. Again, placing a request for the IBM some stickers and getting it in time. So all of these, I think these had challenges in itself. Like for instance, the hoodies, we had like a financial constraint, so we had to go out, take quotes from multiple vendors and see who with whom we would get the most, financially viable option, and to get it printed in time was another one. So I think all of these I was able to get through because let's say because I planned it in advance. So I always made sure that when I plan an event or something, I have like a leeway of a few 3 to 4 days before the actual event, and so that I make sure that I get all the stuff I need beforehand, so that at the day of the event, you won't end up in a situation where you don't have anything to give out, or you don't have anything to interest your members or people who come by your stall. So that's something that helped me, I would say. But and always be prepared for the worst. I guess that's something that I live by, and something that has helped us through this too. So if you're prepared for the absolute worst that could happen, I guess then you've covered all the contingency plans. You would already have so many plans in place to handle in case something fails. So yeah, that helps.
The old what if, like, what if this happens? What if that happens?
Yes, that did.
That's perfect. Good thinking.
Thank you. So did anybody else have any questions? Because the Zoom was getting flickery, that's why I switched off my video.
I think there was a message from Marty in the chat. Oh, it's right. Sabine's answered it. It's all right.
Yeah.
She's on it.
Okay. Yeah, looks like you have a plan already up your way. So you got this. No worries. Any way of receiving external funding for events. This is something that we haven't yet, we haven't quite put down, because as of now, what we needed, the content that we had, we got it from IBM, and just the one for the hoodies was something that we had to finance ourselves. But I was told that we also had like a like an IBM merchandise store where we could get it. So whatever we did, the rest of it we combined. We pooled in the resources from the core committee members, and also since it's these are materials, the rest of it we made sure that we got it from the whole store, like Dollar Tree, Dollarama, things like that. We made sure that we got stuff that are again price sensitive, but we still could give out something to our clients. But getting it, yeah, if you're able to grow your club to such a stature where you can um, get funding from externally, why not? I think it's something that you would also have to take up with the IBM uh, mentors, because you would have to get their opinion too on that. But because we were affiliated with the university, we got a funding from university too, which we used for our things. Yeah, thank you.
I can add to that. I don't know how the situation is in South Africa, but I know in Europe, my contact at IBM, he said, okay, if you do an in-person event, if you provide us a room, I'm going to provide pizza and someone from a company talking about mainframes. So it might help to get in touch with IBMers in South Africa. I don't know if you know Pila. I can connect you with her. She might be able to help with that as well.
Yeah, I think most of our events too, that's how they work because recently we had a company called BBD and Standard Bank who came over and they sponsored with pizza and a few drinks. And then they had like bottles, you know, the company branded bottles, so that they after the presentation, they just ask students a few questions and whoever answers them first, they get to take the bottle. So it's like a mini encouragement that students get excited for. That's why they always attend, because they know they have like something to take home. And then I think it would be easier if I really contact someone in IBM here in South Africa, because then they'll be able to like guide me step by step with how it works in the country. And in a way, they'll be able to know what to say. Another thing is because students love an in-person thingy event. So sometimes when it's online, they forget, like they put it in their calendars and then maybe something comes up and then they forget. Whereas if it's in person and there's a speaker, they get interested because it's someone who's already in the field that they can look up to as students. Not sure if that makes sense though.
Yeah, it absolutely makes sense. I popped into the chat the contact of Pila, and she was one of the contacts at IBM for your region. I'm not sure if she still is, but she is definitely a good starting point to get in touch with.
Guys, also, if you are able to secure some funding, you can always order through the Ubiquitous shop, and you can add like custom design, then custom name of your club, and you can get your hoodies printed from there.
Yeah, just to add on something, Zoe did put that in the group. Also, always whatever posters you make, always run it by IBM Fest. So in your big year, you do have a section in your big year platform where you're logged in. You do have a section where you can submit your artwork for approval, and only after that should you be posting that in your socials.
Yeah, just addressing Marty's question about learning about security. So IBM does have a badge you can earn on cybersecurity. I'll paste a link to that. If you check the link to this, it'll be a course by IBM on the fundamentals of cybersecurity. You can earn that and you can begin your journey in cybersecurity related to IBM systems.
And just keep an eye out for any emails. If they decide to put any events on or anything, we'll push out a note to let you know as well.
Any more questions, guys? I think if that's it, probably going to end the session now. If you guys can turn on your cameras, we can do a quick photo. That would be great. Give me just 1 second. Cameras on. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Jinu, for hosting this great session and your insights. And see you all later. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.